All right, there we go. I think I figured this thing out. All right, let's go ahead and move forward. Let's go ahead and get this show on the road. Thank you guys for bearing with me last week as it was a travel week. So, we are, of course, continuing on the topic of database. We're going to continue to grow and get better in this particular area. So, we're going to spend the entire week this week to finish off database. We're going to move over to just listed here the following week. So let's go ahead and open it up to the audience, seeing if there's any questions, any comments, any concerns, anything of anything that we can go ahead and address right out the gate. We're good? Okay, let's keep moving forward. Oh, let's keep chugging along. All right, so we are, of course, talking about database. And I don't know why my computer's so super glitchy this morning, but that has nothing to do with anything. So let me go ahead and fix a couple things here real quick. All right, so let's take a look. So we have to remember in our database, who's in our database? Our database consists of five primary categories. Okay, and we've talked about this before. And those five categories are past clients, family, friends, associates, and vendors. Okay, the associates are basically people that we do business with out in the community. Who are these people? Well, these people are basically the dentist, the doctor, the lawyer, the dry cleaners, the hair salon, the nail salon, the barber, all of the people that we give money to. If we give money to them, we should be able to be in a position where there should be some version of reciprocation. Okay, if you have any sort of longer standing, of course, relationship. Now, as far as the vendors are concerned, this is your escrow, this is your attorneys, this is title, lender, home warranty, plumber, electrician, everybody who helps you in the real estate arena. Okay. So we want to make sure that these people are in there. These are the people that we're going to be putting on a list. We talked about putting them on an Excel spreadsheet. Okay. So, and on this Excel spreadsheet, we want to keep it very basic, very simple. Okay. So again, so that we're on the same page. Past clients, family, friends, associates, and vendors. Now, of this list, I don't want you to put a list together of the people that you think is going to buy or sell. Nope, that's not it. I don't even want you to compile a list of people that you think that you like. Okay, I don't even want you to put this list of people that I don't know if I really want to call them. Don't do that. Put everybody on this list. Okay, because here's what ends up happening. We go through, of course, it ends up being our ego that ends up getting in the way, and our ego gets in the way so that we find ourselves in this constant, well, last time I did this with this person, it didn't go well. Last time I talked to this person, this ended up happening. Don't worry about that, because in that, some of these people that you're going to be in communication with, they're going to be refreshed at the idea that you call them. And then you're going to be surprised that some of the people that you think that are close to you, that they end up saying, hey, don't worry about it. Okay, thanks, but no thanks. I'm not really interested in this. But some of you get so caught up on that. Out of 100 people, there might be one, maybe one. Okay, and if you get two people, I don't know, there's something wrong. Okay, out of 100 people that are going to tell you that. But some of you get so caught up on the one or the two people that you don't move forward. You analyze and you get paralyzed because of it. Okay. So, any questions, comments, concerns? Let's see. So, yes, absolutely. Let me see. And then you might want to change your name as far as Tracy Mountain House, because nobody knows what Tracy Mountain House is. Okay. And then that way, of course, we can get you some referrals. And as far as that is concerned, yes, absolutely. That ends up falling in the category of, in a sense, if you want to call it your friends. Okay. And obviously, we want to make sure that we get, this list compiled as quickly as we possibly can. Okay. Now, any questions that we can address? Move on. On this Excel spreadsheet, keep it very basic, very simple. But Robert, what do I do with my CRM? Keep it going. The CRM does not serve the purpose of what I'm asking of you to do. I'm asking of you to put this on an Excel spreadsheet. Why? Because it is going to be a tracker. That's it. All you're doing is tracking who's on the list. It's tracking how often are we calling them. And as you call them, you're going to go through and you're going to put some markers. How often do we call them? How many times do we call them? Do we leave them a voicemail? The answer is Well, let me give them all to you. The first one is, do we leave them a voicemail? Yes, we do. We leave these people a voicemail. And you're going to leave them 3 voicemails. You're always going to take this approach. Every single person, you can leave them 3 voicemails. And you have to do it on consecutive days. Okay? When you do it on consecutive days, it's going to give you the opportunity to build a pattern. You're going to call person number 1, no answer. Person number 2, no answer. Person number 3, they pick up, you move on. You go to person number 4, no answer. Person number 5. Number 6, number 7, they pick up, so on and so forth. So at the end of the 10 dials, you're going to see 2, 3, or 4 people that you're going to put a date. Okay? So remember, Excel spreadsheet. So you have these people on column, I don't know, column A. And in column B, you're going to put, for example, the phone number. Column C is going to be the date column. And on this, what we're going to end up doing is we're going to start to track the people that we are having conversations with. And these people that we're having conversations with, as I mentioned, there's going to be 10 of them. And of the 10 of them, we'll probably have conversations with maybe about 3 of them. You're going to put a date. Today would be, as an example, 5/20. Okay, so you would put a date next to the ones that you put 5/20. What about the people... What about the people that, that didn't pick up? What do we do with that? Okay, what we're basically going to do is we are just simply going to put an X for 1, in a sense, missed call. Okay, so you're going to put an X and you're going to put a date. Those are your options. Trying to pull up the sheet here. Now what you're then going to do is you're going to go over to day number 2. And that's going to be tomorrow. And tomorrow when you call these people, let me open up the visual. Give me 1 second. And when you call them tomorrow, you're going to go ahead and go through the list from the very top and you'll work your way to the bottom. Let me go ahead and share the screen now. I have to open up like 10 windows, by the way, just FYI. So sometimes these windows don't cooperate with me. So here we go. All right, for those of you guys that are over on Instagram, those of you that are over on YouTube, you got to come join us over on Zoom because I do share visuals from time to time. So you're going to go through. You're going to call this person. You put an X next to him. You didn't speak to him. You go to the next person, put an X next to him. The next person, didn't speak to him. This person, finally, yay, somebody picked up. So 5/20. And you call the next person. Nope. Nope. Yes. Nope. Yes. So when I'm looking at my coaching clients version of this, this is what I'm looking at. Okay. And some of you guys are here right now. Okay. And I call you out all the time because I'm like, okay, you didn't follow instructions. This is the way that it should, in a sense, look. You call 10 people. There's no way you're going to get 10 people that you spoke with yesterday. None. Virtually impossible. Okay. I've never done it in the history of 25 years where I've called 10 people and 10 people pick up. So it's going to look like this as an example. Then tomorrow, you start back from the top. Okay. And right here, this person again just doesn't pick up. The next person doesn't pick up. I don't know why it's in red. So then the next person, oh, look at that. They picked up. Awesome. Cool. So spoke to them. Next person, they did pick up as well. The next one, nope. Next one, nope. Next one, nope. Then guess what? Now we're starting at the chipping away at the next part of this list. There we go. We're going to have 1 X next to it. Nope. Yes. Do you guys see the pattern I'm creating? As a coach, I can be able to tell, okay, sounds like, okay, Shelly, you've been calling so far 15 or 14 people, and of the 14 people, you spoke with 1, 2, 3 people today, and you spoke with 1, 2, 3 people yesterday. Good job. Okay, so we committed to 3 people a day. But you also dialed all these other people. And these are the people that you attempted but didn't pick up. And these are the people that you attempted twice and didn't pick up. Are we on the same page, everybody? Okay. If not, let me know. Okay. I know sometimes I go a little bit fast. Well, now what? Well, now what we're going to do is we're going to call them again on the 3rd day, consecutive day. So in this case, that's going to be on Thursday. So on Thursday, I'm going to give this person a call. Let's say, whoa, finally they picked up. So I'm going to go ahead and identify that. That's probably why it's in red, because I didn't change it last time. So this person doesn't pick up, you leave them a voicemail. And I'm going to share with you what you leave on the voicemails in just a second. They don't pick up, but I do end up putting a date next to it as completed, because 3 times and you move on. Okay, and that's the reason why it's in red. And the reason why it's in red is simply because of the fact that that's a voicemail. So I can differentiate between an actual conversation versus a voicemail. But I'm going to move on. And we keep going, and we keep going, and we keep going. You guys got that? Okay. And again, for those of you guys that are over on Instagram and you guys are over on YouTube, you got to come join us, because there's these visuals are, of course, important, because if not, it sounds like a bunch of gibberish. Okay. So any questions based on this before I go into what we tell them? You got time. If you're in a position where you can't, what's it called, vocalize it, you're welcome to, of course, type it in. No? All right. What do we tell them? Voicemail number 1. Okay, voicemail number 1. You're going to simply go through and just leave them this voicemail. Okay, Joe, hey, it's Robert Villanueva. I was reaching out to you. I wanted to ask you a couple of questions. When you get a chance, please give me a call back. And that's it. That's going to pique everybody's interest. Okay, let me stop the screen share here real quick. So that's going to pique everybody's interest, because they're going to go, what's going on? Huh? Like, why is Robert calling me? I haven't spoken to him in like 3 years. What questions does he have for me? And when they call back and they go, Robert, hey, it's Joe. What's up, man? How are you doing? Good, good, good. I'm doing well. Hey, you called me, left me a voicemail. You had a couple of quick questions for me. Yeah, I did. But hey, let me get caught up with you. How are you doing? What's going on? How's life? How's the kids? How's the wife? How's the dog? How's this? How's that? Okay. And the questions you're going to ask them is going to be simply I just wanted to get caught up. Wanted to, let you know that I'm now in real estate. I want to let you know that I'm now over at this company. I want to let you know that I'm still in real estate. And the question I had for you, is it okay if I checked in with you from time to time to give you some real estate updates? Voicemail number 2, tomorrow. Okay, so you called them, left them that voicemail. They didn't pick up. They didn't respond. They didn't anything. Voicemail number 2. Now voicemail number 2 on Wednesday. Again, you got to do it in consecutive days, because if not, this thing's gonna go out of whack. So on Wednesday, I'm gonna give them a call back. Joe, hey, it's Robert Villanueva. I left you a voicemail yesterday. I promise you it won't take much more than about 5 minutes of your time. When you get a chance, please do give me a call back. Okay? And it's going to be the exact same thing when they do pick up or they do call you back. Hey, you had a couple of questions. You left me a voicemail. You said it was going to take about 5 minutes. And you're going to, again, reconnect. And the reconnect is going to be very simple. Okay? And that reconnect is just going to be, how are you doing? How's life? How's everything? How's this? How's that? How's all this other stuff? And the questions I had for you is just wanted to see if it's okay with you if I checked in with you 3 or 4 times a year to give you some real estate updates. Okay. Voicemail number 3. Voicemail number 3 on any and every single last call, whether it's the reconnect, okay, or the introductory, or the just maintenance call, you're going to be doing the exact same thing, and you're going to give them the message in detail. Okay. And the message in detail is just going to be, Joe, hey, it's Robert Villanueva. Hey, man, I see you're super duper busy. No worries. Just wanted to check in with you, see how things are going. Hopefully all is well. Please say hi to the wifeys. Please say hi to the kids. Hopefully all is well. The reason I was reaching out to you, in this case, this is a reconnect. The reason I was reaching out to you is because we haven't spoken in about 3 or 4 years. And I just wanted to see how things are going. I wanted to get your permission to see if it's okay with you if I checked in maybe 3 or 4 times a year to give you some real estate updates. Okay. So anyways, I hope all is well. Just wanted to reconnect. Just wanted to check in and see how things are going. That's the reconnect call. When do we do the reconnect call? Well, that's the very first call and only call that you'll ever do with basically everybody. The second call, the second time after the reconnect, That voicemail is going to be along the line of the topic, whatever that topic is. Joe, hey, it's Robert, your realtor. The reason I've called you the last couple of days is simply to give you a quick little update what's going on with the real estate market. As you know, the market is doing this. As you know, the market is doing that. Blah, 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 all this other stuff. The question I had for you was, who do you know that needs to know this information, that is looking to buy, looking to sell, looking to whatever? Guys got that? Okay. Questions?
Is how so after the reconnect call, the second call is when, Robert?
Yeah. So let's back up because I'm giving two different scenarios. I'm saying about the voicemails.
Okay,
So in the very first one, because there's only going to be one reconnect call. We shouldn't be having
okay,
reconnect call after reconnect call after reconnect. What's a reconnect call? The reconnect call is basically these people we haven't spoken with in 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, or 10 years. Okay, and I'm only going to do this one time. So I call you Aqua, very first time. You and I haven't spoken in 6 years. How many of you guys
okay.
find yourself in that situation? Other than everybody. All right. Okay. And I'm going to leave you this voicemail. Aqua, hey, it's Robert Villanueva. I just wanted to check in with you. I wanted to ask you a couple of quick questions and see how you're doing. Anyways, when you get a chance, if you can give me a call back, please.
Okay.
You look at your phone and you're like, Robert, what the heck does he want? I haven't spoken to him in like 5 or 6 years. And I'll call him later after work. But you don't, right? You don't call me.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Then I call you tomorrow. Aqua, hey, it's Robert Villanueva. Just reaching out to you. I left you a voicemail yesterday. I promise you it won't take much more than about 5 minutes. Oh my gosh, I forgot. I do have to call Robert. But again, Aqua is Miss Supermom, and she's over there running around the kids. She completely forgets to call me, right? So then Thursday, because you still haven't called me back. Okay, believe it or not, there's people in this society that actually do that, like 98% of the people. So now on Thursday, on the Reconnect, Aqua, hey, it's Robert Villanueva. Obviously, I've been trying to get a hold of you for the last couple of days. No worries. I know you're super duper busy, always trying to be super mom. I just want to check in, see how you're doing, see how life is going. How are the kids? How's the hubby? How's everything going on? How's business? Just wanted to check in with you. The other reason I was reaching out to you is I wanted to get your permission to see if it's okay if I checked in with you 3 or 4 times a year. Okay? Hopefully, all is
Got it.
well. Feel free to reach back out to me. Now that's on the reconnect. That's the very first time we're trying to get a hold of them. Now the second version I was trying to in a sense create as an example. Well, now you're in rotation. You and I have been talking. It's now a year or 2 years later removed. We reconnected. We're engaged. We've been talking about, every quarter. I called you first quarter, we talked. Second quarter, just left you a voicemail. Third quarter, we talked. Fourth quarter, we talked. Next quarter, we talked. And then the second quarter, the sixth attempt, now I'm chasing you again. And now in that next one, now what I'm doing is Aqua, very first one. Hey, it's Robert, your realtor. I just want to ask you a couple of quick questions. When you get a chance, please give me a call back. That's it. No call. Again, you're being super mom. Then the next day, I call again. Aqua, hey, it's Robert, your realtor. I left you a voicemail yesterday. I promise you, it won't take much more than about 5 minutes of your time. When you get a chance, please give me a call back. Then on the third one, okay, now on the third one, third attempt, that was on Thursday of April of 2026, as an example. And on the third one, Aqua, hey, it's Robert, your realtor. The reason I was reaching out to you is I want to give you a quick little update what's going on with the real estate market. As you may know, the interest rates, I'm sure you remember way back a year ago, we were right around 6.4, 6.5. Well, guess what? Now we're at 1.25% interest rate. You've been waiting for the last 8 years for the interest rates to drop. So, which obviously is not going to be the case, but just being sarcastic. So, in that, just giving you a call, I just wanted to see who you know of that is looking to use this information, that is wanting to buy, sell, or even invest now that we're in the 1% interest rates. Please reach back out to me. What about texting? Okay, do we text these people? Yes. Okay, and the text is going to be very simple. Okay, Joe, hey, it's Robert, your realtor. I left you a voicemail earlier. When you get a chance, let me know when's a good time to talk. That's it. Template as much of this stuff as you possibly can. Okay, almost everything I do is templatable. Okay, almost everything I do. Okay, so basically I'll take that, copy, paste, change Joe to Aqua. That's it. Okay, so hopefully I painted a little bit of a clear picture.
Yes, Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Absolutely. All right, so Nancy's asking, let's take a look. Was the last reconnect a voicemail message or only if she answers? No, no, no. So now that's only if it's a voicemail. Everything I did today was for tracking purposes. And number two, what do the voicemails look like? Now, as far as the conversations, because of course the goal is to get these people to pick up, let me go ahead and share that now. Okay. And I did share it last week, but I do know some of you guys peek in and out. So let me go ahead and open this up here real quick. Give me 1 second. All right. And again, for those of you guys that are over on YouTube and Instagram, here's another visual that I'm going to be sharing. All right. So here we go. All right. So basically the reconnect. And we're going to go into this in a little bit more depth. Okay. So they do pick up. Okay. Joe picks up. Robert, hey, what's up, man? It's been a while. How are you doing? Yes, sir. Absolutely. It's been a minute. Do you have a minute for me? Well, yeah, I was calling you just wanted to go through. I was going through my phone and I noticed I haven't spoken to you in like I think 4, maybe 5 years now. Okay, just wanted to see how you're doing. You know, how are things? Okay, last thing I want to do is just send you some random text. I was simply checking in to see how you're doing. What's going on? What's the latest? What's the greatest? Again, if you guys need these scripts, feel free. Go ahead and send me a DM, preferably on Instagram. Okay. Or any of the platforms, but preferably Instagram. And if you do, I'll send these, of course, these scripts over to you. And in that, we're going to spend anywhere from about 3 to 5 minutes, no more. Okay, no more than this. 3 to 5 minutes on reconnecting. And it's absolutely vital you follow those instructions. Because I talk to my clients all the time. They're like, oh man, coach, I had a great week. I had like 20 conversations last week. Cool, awesome. Yeah, I mean, there was like 3 or 4 of them that were like about 40, 45 minutes long. No, I don't want you having conversations that long. Okay, 3 to 5 minutes in this particular topic, a database reconnection, you just want to check in. 10 minutes max, drop dead. Why? Because some of you will find yourselves in a position where you are basically going through and you're having these conversations. Oh my gosh, it's so great. How are the kids? What? Little Cindy is doing what now? Oh my gosh, tell me more. 45 minutes later, you guys hang up and you're like, oh man, that was so awesome. You know, 45 minutes, their family's doing great. Well, here's what happens. Call number 2. I now pick up the phone, call Joe again. Joe looks at his phone and he goes, man, I really don't want to have a 45-minute conversation with Robert again. Right? So it starts to become counterproductive. Okay? So it's important we understand this. The reconnect is just simply the re-engagement. Okay? It's just simply the re-engagement. All right, so Shelly's asking, can you set up text replacement in the setting of your phone to prompt? Hey, Shelly, let me know when it's a good time to call. You can email me for directions. No, I don't want you to, in a sense, do that. I still want you to keep it somewhat genuine if you can. Yes, the templating is really just with what that very first one is going to be. But people know when it's an auto reply. People know when it's, those type of prompts. Okay. Even some of you guys, when you guys send me messages, some of you guys know that when it's disingenuine because I do have some autoresponders. Okay. And when I have an autoresponder, in most cases, I usually follow up. Hey, thanks for reaching out. So, why don't you ask me, Shelly, instead of text it? You want to vocalize it, Shelly?
I was just trying to say, if you have an iPhone, you could go into the settings in the keyboard text replacement, and when you hit the plus sign, you can put in the phrase, like whatever phrase you want, like, hi, it's Shelly, let me know when a good time to talk is, and then put a shortcut so you could put it in there like no. So when you go to send your text, all you have to do is type the word no, and then the whole phrase will pop up, and then I can edit it however I want. To personalize it. So it's not auto, it's just that I don't have to spend the time typing that out every time.
Yeah. So you're talking about a shortcut. Yes, I did completely misunderstand it. Yeah. So as far as shortcut is concerned, is the exact same thing with what I'm talking about. So Shelly just put it on another level. So I appreciate that. Yeah, you can go ahead and do that if you're smart enough. Okay. I unfortunately don't get paid enough to actually figure those things out, but that's perfect. So I appreciate that, Shelly. Yes, a shortcut is super duper cool if you can figure that out. I have other versions of shortcuts, but that's a great way to do that. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. We got a couple of minutes left. Is there any other questions that I have not gotten to or that need to be addressed?
So, Robert, I was just wondering, I think the Excel is wonderful. If you're Excel challenged like myself, is there another way to keep track and, have a system to follow up
Well,
with,
well, here's what I don't want to do, okay? Because I don't want to, in a sense, create these, in a sense, alternative versions. If anything, I want you to learn how to,
okay,
because ultimately the purpose of the Excel spreadsheet really serves only a couple of purposes. As you can see, you just keep it very simple and very basic, and you just keep it organized. That's it. Okay,
got it.
because your CRM is going to keep all the notes. That's where you go in, and I speak to Joe, and Joe says he wants to make a move over to Wisconsin. He's thinking about making a move. He's a Packers fan. I don't know why, but anyways, he wants to make a move over to Wisconsin, so on and so forth. He's been toying with the idea, blah, 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 all this other stuff. I'm going to put that all in there. But all I'm going to do in the Excel spreadsheet is I'm going to keep a visual, and I'm going to put 520 next to Joe's name. And that's all that's telling me of the 342 people that I have on that list that I spoke with Joe. And that's it.
Got it.
Okay? Because
Okay.
anything other than that, sure, you can use Word, you can use Google Docs, you can use all these other things. Yeah, it really doesn't matter. The point is to keep something that is trackable. And if you do it on a piece of paper, sure, you can do that, but it starts to get a little bit clunky because ultimately, in order for me to go through in the very next round, all I do is black out that column that I started putting all of those notes in, and then I just skip over to one column and I start all over again. And I don't have to do anything new other than just black everything out. And I just keep it simple. Okay. One thing I want everybody to know is that one thing I'm about is I keep things very, very simple. Okay. I don't like to make things super duper complicated. Okay. Because I know we have all these systems, all these bells, all these whistles. That Excel sheet, it always helped me to keep track of who I've spoken with, who I've attempted, and who I have left. And technically also how many people I've added. Okay, because I start to track how many people I've added as well. All right, everybody. So thank you guys for attending. Don't forget today, 12 o'clock, we've been really consistent on Instagram. Okay, we've been going live basically every Tuesday, 12 o'clock, and I interview different people. Okay, so make sure if you guys aren't, I don't know why you guys aren't following me on Instagram, but make sure you're following me on Instagram if you're not. And 12 o'clock, I'm going to be going live. And so hopefully I'll see you guys there. Okay, so have a powerful, productive day. Let's go take a listing or 5. I'll see you guys later. See ya.
All right. Thanks, Robert.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. All right, guys. I'll see you guys later today.